welcome to the JMO Show.
Hi.
Hello. You haven't seen us for a few weeks, which I'm sure is very sad for you, but we're here now and we have some news. Please, take it away, Perry.
All right. The news, first story, is about nuclear fusion, which is not nuclear fission, because they're different words and they mean different things.
And please do not make a fishing pun.
I will not make a fishing pun, especially not one about fish or like fishing with a really loud voice or anything like that. All right, so nuclear fusion, you get two usually hydrogen atoms because they're nice and small and easy to fuse, and you fuse them together. Sounds easy. It's not really.
Sounds really simple too. I'm guessing it's not.
It's not. But a team at the National Ignition Facility in the US have managed to combine hydrogen together, not two individual atoms, but they had a bunch of hydrogen fuel, and they shone 192 beams of the world's strongest laser at this bunch of hydrogen fuel.
Can you get that laser in a gun?
I'm not sure that they're making it into a gun, and I don't think it'll be like publicly available.
But a laser gun just sounds...
That does sound
Every
cool.
science fiction fan's dream is to have a laser gun for purely scientific purposes.
Purely scientific purposes. You test how much people scream when you shoot them with a laser gun.
No.
Whoops.
Excellent.
Yeah, so they've combined things together. They do believe that they have passed the energy boundary, which, for those that don't know, is when you get more energy out than what you put in, which sounds a bit impossible with conservation of energy unless you look at the whole mass and energy intertwined E equals mc squared, for those of you that do physics. And yeah, it's pretty cool because up until this point, nuclear energy has been nuclear fission, which is where they get uranium-238, I think it is, 235, and it heats itself up and fuses and separates into smaller, lower number elements, and that made sense. And then that creates heat. So now they're fusing it, and
it works.
And it works.
Which is great. And I think we should be very grateful about that.
We should be very grateful about that.
Again, I've done a nice segue.
I'm sensing a good segue coming on.
Because there has been a study recently that has shown how gratitude can increase your happiness quite significantly. So there was a study done and they had 3 groups of people, and over 10 weeks, at the end of each week, the first group had to write down 5 things that they were grateful for. The second group had to write down 5 things that they struggled with or were annoying throughout the week. And then the third group were just told to write down 5 significant things and weren't told whether it needed to be grateful or...
Write down some things.
Just write down some things. And they found that the group that were writing down the things they were grateful for, their happiness increased by up to 25%.
That's quite interesting, but I'm wondering how you measure happiness.
That was my sort of...
Is it like 1 happy, 2 happies? Like, what's your level today? I'm currently at
5.3.
6.38 happies.
Indeed.
Whatever a happy is.
They don't have a numerical scale. Well, they turned it into a percentage, so there must...
Yeah, there should
I'm not
be
exactly sure how they measure it, but there are a number
We will find out for you.
Or not,
or
and
not.
You'll hopefully forget before next week.
Probably not.
But they just... I think it's a survey sort of thing, and they measure it beforehand and afterwards.
Probably rate your happiness from 1 to 10.
I think they're more subtle than that, though. I'm not
rate
sure
your
of the
sadness
exact
from 1 to
experimental
10,
method.
and we'll take the inverse.
No. Just no. But another thing that I found out about happiness is that it's relatively stable over the long term. So if you might be really happy one week and really sad the next week, but it kind of balances out in the long term, and that showing your gratitude can actually increase your kind of like set point for happiness. Yeah, exactly. So that's something interesting. It can also help you sleep better, and it's been shown to improve the health of people who have chronic health issues, such as people who suffer from polio and that sort of thing. So gratitude is good.
Be grateful for
thank you.
The JMO Show. Thank you.
Thank you, Perry. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful moment.
This is lovely, shared with the internet.
Cheer. Anyway, carry on.
I'm a man, I don't cry. He said, being very sexist.
All right. He did.
So, third story of the day. I quite like this one because it involves a UFO.
I'm already liking it, I have to say.
However, I do have to say, it's not actually a UFO, it's more of just an O, because it's easily identifiable and it didn't fly.
Oh.
But what happened, at primary school in London, the little kids came out of the classes one day and they saw that there was a UFO crashed into their playground.
That's an awesome recess.
That is pretty awesome recess. And the kids are like, whoa, there's a UFO, and there was a police barricade, a policeman standing there, and like red tape around it, and a forensic scientist going through the wreckage looking for evidence of science or
evidence of science.
Yep.
Wow, because we have to prove the existence of science.
We do indeed. It's a sketchy topic. So yeah, they were going through the whole thing set up, and then the kids were basically creative writing. That was what they were doing, and the UFO stage setup thing was to help them write creatively. So the UFO was a prop built by a parent who was also acting as the forensic scientist, and they got friendly policemen from the station to come down and pretend to...
Friendly policemen?
Yeah, friendly policemen.
Not the really mean ones?
Not the really mean ones, no. That probably wouldn't go down too well with the kids. Like, stay off my UFO.
Well, they probably
like
weren't
that.
allowed on the UFO anyway because they might get alien diseases.
Yes, that would be bad. We don't want to poison kids with alien diseases.
Well, I don't know.
Well, it depends how bad the kid
Depends
is.
on the kid. No, we do not condone any poisoning of children, particularly not with space diseases.
Yeah, that would be bad. So, that was a fun thing. At about 3:00 p.m., the school received an official apology from the aliens, which was saying, sorry for the crash that happened today. You know, we were sightseeing around London, flying around, lost control, crashed into your school. Sorry about that. Whoops. Yeah.
This reminds me, when I was a kid, I used to write letters to the fairies, and they'd send me back letters in handwriting that was suspiciously like my mother's. However, I maintain that they just learnt to write in the same institution, and so... The fairies, they sent me letters and little presents.
Yeah.
It happened, okay?
I don't doubt that at
Good.
all.
Good.
At all. I would never.
Fairies are real. Goodbye.
Bye.